Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit, where we are celebrating the Yule Festival. I had a little slideshow going at the beginning of all the fun little things that are currently on offer in the Yule Festival. So, well, not all of them, but some of the cute things that are on offer at the festival this year. So, hopefully, you got a chance to see some of that. And you know what? I didn't put it on my closing thing. So, yeah, I guess you'll just have to go back and watch the beginning. Or if you want, I can put it back up at some point. All right, so I have been running a bunch of my characters through the festival, and Rosenbloom, my main here on Mary, is among those. So basically, the Yule Festival, well, all the festivals are really good for earning a lot of both regular experience for your character, so that bottom bar down there, working on experience, and then also for the legendary item reward track experience. It's also really good for that. In fact, just from running 5 characters on this server through, I am already through box 25 there out of 100, excuse me. So that's kind of exciting already on the legendary item reward track. So yeah, so that's kind of good. Hang on just a second. All right, so what I've been doing is I've got my character here at the festival. So there she is hanging out at the festival there. And I've just been leaving them here in Winterhome. So this is where all of the festival takes place. And behind my head is the actual, you can't see it. Let's try and move that, see if that would give you a little bit more. But basically, right up there is the very edge of the city. And then the whole city is like basically right here under my head, or under my screen. But that's where it takes place. So there's the town of Winterhome, which is located in this region of Frostbluff. So we're doing stuff here. So basically what I thought is I would run through the festival with a character. Now I've been zooming through, and I figured I'd talk to you a little bit about what have I been doing. When you show up here, you should get the Yule Festival Daily, which doesn't count towards the wrapper, but that should populate into your active quest log. And if you finish that, it would give you legendary item experience if you are a character who gets that, some Yule Festival tokens, and a little sack of presents, which could include things like marks, festival tokens, other things like that. And then also, I've got, the daily. Yeah, that's what I'm just showing you. To get the wrapper, we want to talk to Mara Sandy Downs. Now, there is a new quest giver in the new expansion area, but I haven't actually even been over there yet, so I don't have the ability to really show that to you easily here. But I can show you everything that we've got going on in the original, plus a couple things they added. So let's take a look here. So Mara Sandy Downs, warming herself up by the fire as usual. She has a couple of things. In the spirit of Yule, that is your wrapper. So that's the one you want to pick up and be able to go and do 10 activities. And then for doing that, you'll get some festival tokens, some legendary item experience, and you will advance a wrapper above that, which is this one, a Festive Flurry, which I am working on the second round of that. Hey, Casper. So I have done 2 out of 3 days towards completing the spirit of, Festive Flurry. So once I finish that today, the wrapper, then that will complete this, and I will get the next version. So currently we're on the intermediate. I did I think it's called beginner. That one's already done. So then we'll move on to the next one. So there are Where does it say it? Here it says there are, oh, excuse me. I don't know where that came from. But there are 12 days worth of Festive Flurry and Spirit of Yule participation quests. So basically, every 3 days that you do the festival, you will finish another one of the wrappers that goes over that. So there's 4 of those. So there's like beginner, intermediate, advanced, and final, or something like that. Some of them just have 3 wrappers, but those are often 4-day wrappers. These are 3-day wrappers. So just so you are kind of caught up on what's going on there. We also have, she has some interesting quests that are new this year, and they deal with giving you virtue experience. So I've already picked this one up from her. I forgot to do it. Called Yule, the Season of Virtue. And with that one, you deliver 10 perfect snowballs to either Mara Sandy Downs here in Winterholm, or you deliver 10 Murgala Sharzai to Kalurmin at Sul Madash. So these are places, that's some place, and those are people and things that I have not been involved with it, but the 10 perfect snowballs, that's easy to do. So I already have that in my stuff. I picked it up yesterday, I think, and forgot to just do it, but I can show you that here in a minute. And what you do for that, you give her the 10 perfect snowballs, and she gives you 500 virtue experience. So that's pretty rockin'. We like that one. She has another one. So there's 2 virtue experience quests that you can do this year. And the other one is Yule, Embers of Virtue. And in this one, you deliver 2,500, so 2,500 Embers of Enchantment to either Mara Sandy Downs here, or that same person, Kalurmin at Sul Madash. So that's that new person in the new area that you can also deliver stuff to them. We are not going to pick that up today because I don't have 2,500 Embers of Enchantment. I only have 2,100 at the moment, so we're just going to leave that with her. That way I don't turn it in with her by mistake if I do end up with that, and maybe I want to keep them or something. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to hang on to those for the moment. But so the main thing is, yeah, we got the wrapper from her. So now what I do is I go around and I collect a bunch of quests, and then I run around and I do them, and then I run around and turn them in. So it's a bit of like, so in some festivals it's like you do a thing, come back, take care of it, do the next one, to come back, turn it in. Or some festivals, maybe you grab a couple of quests, do some, come back, turn that in, gather the next round, so it really depends on the festival, whether you're gathering a bunch of quests first and then going and doing them, or if you're doing them like one at a time. Oh, she went behind me. I thought she was right behind me, but no, she's over behind on the footstool. Okay, so in this festival, basically collect as many quests as I can, do as many quests as I can, and then come back and turn them in. So one of the ones I pick up is from Guard Kember. He has 2 quests. Now, okay, so every year let me just kind of preface this a little bit. Every year I kind of do the festival a little bit differently. I don't know, just kind of fun, change it up for myself a little bit. So this year I'm sticking with this particular series at the moment. Feel free to do whatever works for you. There's thankfully more than 10 quests you can do at the festival. However, in order to make it most expedient for myself and work with my brain in the way that my brain wants to work, there are certain quests that I just skip. And one of those, well, the quests that I skip are related to the beggars, the poor people here in town. There's 5 of them, and there's a quest from Guard Kember here where you send them all away, tell them to get lost, or as our headcanon is, tell them to go off to the secret hideout and go get something warm to drink and maybe warm to eat. But in any case, it does send them away. So like that just happened. The person ran up, clicked on them, and told them to go away. And so now they're leaving. And so anybody else who wants to interact with that NPC has to wait. I don't like that. I don't like having to wait. I don't want to have to keep track of who I've interacted with and who I haven't. I just want to make my loop, and not even have to think about it. Also, I don't like sending them away. But if the NPCs didn't get sent away, I would be potentially interested in interacting with them. Yes, vive la revolution! But the problem is, interacting with those NPCs, there's 3 different quests that allow you to interact with them, and 2 out of those 3 send them away. One is you give them their job back, they run away. The other one is you tell them to get lost because Guard Kimber told you to do that, and they walk away. So both of those are situations that I don't like how that works out. Now, the one where you give them a coin from somebody else, I'll show you that one. They don't walk off, but if anybody has done either of the other 2 quests with that NPC, the NPC is not there, and so you have to wait for them to come back. So I don't like the unpredictability. Since I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, currently running 12 characters through the festival for that experience situation. I don't want to have to think about it, and paying attention to whether they're there or not means there's something I have to think about. So I have opted out of doing those this year. Yeah, as before has pointed out in the chat there, excuse me, a charitable spirit, moving them off, and self-sacrifice, support the poor, all involve them. But only a charitable spirit, the one where you give them a coin, lets them stand still. They don't run off. But Kimber does have the Abominable Snow Beasts quest. So I do pack that up from him. And it says, bring some special Yule cheer to the Snow Beasts. So that's where you go and you cheer 3 times at the Snow Beasts. So I am going to take that one. Now you'll notice that we know he has another quest for me, moving them off. But he doesn't have a ring. How did I do that? Well, in case you aren't aware, there's a thing you can do. Excuse me, my nose is bugging me. Is when you are looking at the quest, before you accept it or decline it, keep going, and there's these 2 little images here, one that has like a tall person and one that has like 3 people kind of standing around. That allows you to filter that quest. So what I have done is I have filtered this quest on most of my characters, probably all of them at this point, actually. But I don't filter it on all characters because there's a deed, and if you haven't done the moving them off quest, then you do need that for the deed. Now, I guess I could actually just filter it for all characters, and whoever needs it for the deed can come back and get it. So that's what you can do, is you can say, hey, I'd like to filter this quest on this character, and then every time you're on this character, there's no ring over their head when that's the only quest they have for you. Or you can filter this quest on all characters, and it has the same effect. So he has the ring up because I have some Abominable Snow Beasts, but that is all. So the next quest I like to do, the next quest I check on, is okay, because I want to do the food thing, and I have a whole thing I want to talk to you guys about that when we come back to it. But we'll come back to that. First, let's go finish collecting quests. Her ring's not up. She's not ready for me. So we're going to run over here to Daily Utterage. Now, notice he doesn't have a ring up, and that's because I have filtered a charitable spirit. A charitable spirit is the one where you give a festival token to each of the folks in town. The reason I have filtered it is this is a way that I keep track of which characters have completed the deed that is involved with that quest. You do that quest enough times, and then you fulfill the requirements for a deed. It's a hidden deed, though. So I don't want to have to keep track of have I done it with this character or not, so I just filter it with that character. So if I come here, what I have already done is I have already filtered this quest on this character. So if I click that, it's going to say, you have already filtered that data. It's like, shush, I already know this. But the other quest he has is as cold as ice, and I do want that one. And that's the one where we go and we disperse some wintry weather. So I'm going to click that. And then I go talk to our grumble guy over here, but he's got a good point. And we're going to make some mischief with him. So I collect that one. And then we go back and see if Onake is ready for us to eat at her table. She is not. All right, so we'll go and collect some other ones. Yeah, Snafuto says, thanks, I had no idea what those buttons were for. I love it when you teach me something. I'm very happy to lend knowledge that I have to everybody. All right, so now I want to pick up these two quests from her. So stuffing the stuffed, that's where we go pick up stuff from all over the place. And then unwilling firewood, that's the one we got to go shoot the trees. Now Basil here, Basil has two quests, empty keg emergency and tidying up. I'm going to take empty keg emergency because if I have tidying up active, I cannot pick up this quest from her. So I'm going to wait because I want to get her quest. So here is something I discovered. Here's my big discovery of this festival. When you're doing the food challenge, so normally what we do is we go, okay, you know, we got to do the challenge. We eat our 5 things. We see if we've got the effects, because if we get the drink, you know, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. And then if I have all these bad effects on me, I go do a bunch of other stuff, and then I come back, turn in the quest, and then race through the other 4 tables. And at the end of those tables, you get, let's see, okay, what I discovered this time, and I did not realize before. One, I knew that you got festival tokens with each table that you did. So like you get 1 festival token for this, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, 4 for 4, and then like 4 for 5 as well, the tables. So it's like it gradually increases for you. You also get, what is it that you get when you do the final table that we discovered? Is it virtue experience? I'm trying to remember. XP. Okay. So you don't get the experience for doing this quest unless you complete the last table. So, you know, if you're like, man, XP is like the thing that I want, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to get XP, then you do want to go through and complete the last table. So you really got to be on target, right? You really got to be focused and in the zone and all of that. And make sure you get through that. But it's possible. It's possible. And I can show you, you know, how I do it if you want to know. However, if you are just trying to get through 10 quests as quickly as possible, what I discovered is when you turn in the quest to Onake, that advances, that's the quest. That's done. So if you just want the quest, you want to do table 1 and don't bother with the rest. If you want festival tokens, do as many tables as you can because every table is going to give you festival tokens when you complete it. If you want experience from this chain, then you got to do all the tables and successfully complete the last table. So what I have, again, my goal this festival, get as many characters through the festival as quickly as I can, right? So I am not worried about festival tokens right now. Like, I have been doing so much festival. Like, this character, she only has 360. I say only because almost every other character, that's because like I've spent down so many characters, so many tokens on her for like the festival goodies and stuff like that that are bound to character. So that's why hers is down that far. Like the effects that you've got to buy, like where you got to do 150 of X, Y, or Z, you know, to get the thing, like the perfect snowballs and stuff like that. You need 150 of those to get the thing. So you have to buy those with the character who's using them because they are bound to character. All my other characters that are doing festival, I think, have over 1,000 tokens each. So doing the tables is not a priority for me. I don't need the tokens. I'm doing fine. Getting the XP at the end would be lovely, but that's a lot of time to invest on hoping that I get the last one. Because once in a while I fail, you know, and at which point I'd be like, well, why did I bother doing all that? So what I have been doing this festival is I just do table 1, I turn it in, and I walk away. And it's really weird feeling at first, but I've gotten used to it. So yeah, so before, help me out there. So yeah, XP is what you get at the final table, only at the last table. So we can kind of keep an eye on things here. And hang on, I'll pull up my output channel so I can keep an eye on it underneath here. I think Onake said soon. 1 minute. We still got a minute. Okay. This is what a lot of times I'll do is I'll pick this up and go wander around and do other things so I don't end up standing around this long. Because like I said, we're like, we're cranking them through. But yeah, so B4 says this is the reason he turned off the biggest stomach of them all in the personal Festival Buddy guide, Festival Buddy quick guide. So in Festival Buddy, Festival Buddy 2, you have these various buttons here, and the last one is quick guide over here on the bottom. Here, I'll show you that in a second. First, I'm going to eat some. So because I'm just doing 5 things and I'm out, I've just eat the first 5 things that end up in front of me. I really don't care what they are. So bread, pie, whatever. I am going to steal that drink though because I'm a stinker. Okay, it was a bad drink. There you go. I saved you all from the bad drink. So I'm going to turn this into Onake. So let's take a look at this. It's going to give me Yule Festival token. It's not going to give me any experience. But it is going to, right now I'm at 0 out of 10 festival activities. Now I'm at 1. So so quick XP is all that matters to me. Same for before, I think. Hang on a second. Let me scooch over here. So yeah, so Cool Witch says, I got so many tokens, I wouldn't need to run the festival for a couple of years. I do love festival though, so I always run them. Yeah, I would feel, it would be weird not to run the festival, right? Like I enjoy being in the space and all of that. Before says, I'm running Yule to try and finish off some landscape difficulty alts that aren't quite 130 yet. That's what I'm doing as well. That's why I'm running so many characters through, because I'm trying to get one of every type. So a burglar, a captain, you know, every one of them up to 130 that are on the landscape difficulty track. And I'm not playing them. I'm not out questing with them. I'm not getting XP that way. So I have to get creative in other ways to get XP. So it comes down to things like Festival. It's a perfect place to get XP for them. But then also farming, cooking, you know, those sorts of things also will help gather some XP for them. Okay, so I've basically stood around long enough that the amount of time that I would have been doing the stuff has, that I would have been at the next table has worn off. So all those debuffs that I had, they're gone. So I don't have to wait the 3 minutes for that either. Like it's just done. So before I mentioned the quick guide, so let me pull that up real quick. So on the Festival Buddy 2, down here at the bottom left is the quick guide, and you can click on that and it brings up a checklist for you. So when you do a thing, it automatically checks it off for you if you have this open. So you could run around with this. So for example, and I've already picked up some of these things, so I could manually check them off. I can also go into the quick guide. Here, let me show you what it looks like if I pick up something. Let's see, because I'm now going to go ahead and pick up from Basil this tidying up. So let me see, where is that here so you can see it. Let me reset it. Oops. Okay, so right here in the middle, here, take tidying up from Basil Wyndham. So that's this one right here. So I'm going to click that. So it checks it, automatically checked it for me. I'm not doing anything. And then it pauses there for like 5 seconds. And then it's like, okay, it has done the thing it was doing. It's checked it off for me. So if I go, now I've closed it because I'm not going to use it. But if I go into the settings, which is the little gear thingy up here, and you can also get there by just going to your plugin manager. This is just a shortcut to get you there. So under the options, I can pick a whole bunch of things, including like the escape key closes the Festival Buddy windows. Maybe you don't want that because like I hit escape on a regular basis to close other windows, and maybe I want that stuck up there without me closing it by mistake, so we leave that there. So I don't have escape closing it for me. Thank you very much. Here, the quick guide, remove completed items from the list. I have that checked because I love that feature. Delay in seconds before completed items are removed. So maybe you are somebody who clicks things by mistake, or you want to see what happened, any of these reasons, you might want it to stay there. And so for me, the default is 5 seconds, and I've left it like that. I like it. So it's there, it's highlighted, and then it goes away. But you can change that to a much longer time period if you want. If you want 20 seconds or whatever. All right, then we've got some colors we can play around with. I just leave the defaults. And then here you have quests to include in the quick guide. So we've got the different festivals, Midsummer, here's Yule. So if there are quests that you're just never going to do, but you want the quick guide to really help you out, you can go ahead and uncheck them. So like a charitable spirit, I'm done with all my characters as far as I know, and I'm going to just go ahead and take that off. Moving them off, we know I don't do that one. And anything else? Biggest stomach of them all, I don't worry about 4 or 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but I'll just leave it for now. I'm not going to worry about it in case I change my mind in the future. Stuffing the stuff. So the rest of that is probably accurate. So, so I can come in here and then now, let me see if there's anything else I want to adjust on here. Oh, and then if there's anything that involves a map, you can click to have it auto open the map. So like when you're doing mazes or anything like that. And then what is the default direction for the map when it comes up, and so forth. Okay, so, and I don't think there's a save button. It all auto saves as you are making these choices. So we can go ahead and close that. So yeah, so the quick guide then, if I were to use it, those things that I have said don't show me, they're not going to be in this list anymore, which is great. So I don't have to worry about these things showing up in the future for for all characters. Okay, so I've got my quest from this guy. Let's see. Oh yeah, so before we're saying, because he's running his characters that are trying to get to 130, so quick XP is what matters, and I'm in that same boat for this year, for right now. Let's see. So as a side effect, before says they're on box 71 on the LI track. I'm guessing that's over on Peregrine. Because most of the 130 characters, or the characters we're trying to get to 130, we had them all on Treebeard. And then when Treebeard ended, prematurely in our opinions, we moved those characters off, and I sent some of mine to Peregrine and some of mine to Meriadoc, but before sent all of his to Perry, so that way he could just track them all right there in one group. It just made more sense there. For me, I liked having them dispersed for various reasons. So let's see. Yeah. Before says he'll demonstrate more Festival Buddy 2 on his stream as well, which is awesome. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And before points out that quick guide will check off even if the Festival Buddy guide is closed, as long as Festival Buddy 2 is loaded and it's set to Yule, which mine currently is. Okay, that's nice. Cool, which says, I'm jealous for before I hit level 55 on the reward track yesterday. Yeah, before says, I've been really successful at getting a lot of characters through Yule each day. Yeah, you should see the pair of us. We're here like this. I've got Yule down to about 15 minutes per character. Now, he does do the giving and sending people away stuff. But I have been avoiding that. But I'll show you what I'm doing in place of that in here in a second. So let's see, before it says it updates the in-memory settings, the plugin. If your client crashes or you Alt F4 before unloading Festival Buddy 2, then those settings changes may not be saved. So all but one of yours went to Peregrine. Okay, so I have collected all of the quests. So there's some things to do in town and there's some things to do out of town. I like doing the out of town stuff first and then coming back to do the in-town stuff generally. Not always, but mostly. So I'm going to do the loop this way. I've been going back and forth But it seems that when I'm ready to leave town, I'm generally at that exit. So I have been tending to go this way around. But it's, you know, it doesn't matter that much because the exit, I can jump over those statues, the ice carvings of the dragons or whatever they are. And that's easy enough to get out that way too. But this has just become my default for right now. Okay, and I get caught on the doors, so I often run out and then get on my mount. And here is your friendly reminder that when you go to cheer at Snow Beast, you can choose one, and you can cheer at it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3 cheers. If you go click, 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 it might not count it, but if you just kind of like click, pause, click, pause, you know, then it seems to go. Speaking of pause, do you want to come sit on my lap again, babe? The cats were very comfortable, but then I was like, I gotta get up and get ready for my stream. And she was disappointed in my decision. Yeah, there you go. Because she was all nice and comfy cozy. Oh, and we're still going. Okay, we're gonna go cuddle up next to Casper. She's been doing that a little bit more lately. It's kind of funny. He has this look on his face like, I don't understand what you're doing. It's not common for the pair of them to cuddle up against each other, but it's becoming more frequent. So that's been fun. All right, and so now we're going to disperse some wintry weather. 2, 3, and 4. Handy on a hunter because I can just, you know, target. Auto. All right, now we've collected the winter berries for stuffing the stuffed. So keep moving up the hill. Before it says, I've noticed that for some of my characters, the first cheer causes me to deselect the Yeti. I need to reselect for the second and third cheers to count. Okay, so keep an eye on that. All right, so now we're looking to get 9 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm trying not to necessarily go to the middle here. 6, 7, because I saw somebody else was here. 8, and I just need 1 more. So I was on earlier, of course this was over on Perry, but there were lots of people coming in and out of here, and I have been running around. One of the reasons why I'm choosing to do festival with all of those characters is because some of them are characters that I don't know how to play, like a burglar or a captain and so forth. So I find doing the firewood is actually challenging to me, and I have to, because I don't know what my range skills are, so I'm like running up to them and actually attacking them, which is really frustrating when you are encountering a ranged character such as a hunter who just comes through and wipes them all out when you're like really close. Now, one thing we do is if we are approaching the area, before and I will both keep an eye on this, is if we're approaching the area and we see that somebody else is, you know, also just arriving or struggling or whatever, is we'll go ahead and send them a fellowship invite just in case they want to fellowship up, because when you're in a fellowship and you're doing the trees and the wintry weather, that will count for both. Well, it'll count for everybody in the fellowship. So it's really handy to just like get a ranged person and a non-ranged person together and let the ranged person just take care of it, basically. Oh, I just went ahead and grabbed this. I didn't really mention it, but so as I'm circling back around, okay, so right, I came out here, I did the mushrooms, I said hi to the Yeti, came down here, got some winter berries, took care of some of the freezy guys, went up here to the firewood, came over here, got some eggs, and now I'm making my way over to the where the snowmen are. So you got Virgil here, and when you pick up his quest, there's 5 different snowmen standing here that you can choose from. So the classy, the mitten wearing, the scarf wearing, the cap wearing, or the broken. Each one of these has a list of things that you need to go pick up in order to then make the snowman. So like the cap wearing one, you got to go find the cap, which is located, all the pieces are located in either in Winterhome itself, or, and then if you need like an acorn, that's out here. If you need the branches for the arms, that's out here. But like the carrot's inside, the hat's inside, the scarf is inside, that classy hat is inside, the gloves are also inside. So those are all things that you'd find inside Winterhome, and then the sticks and acorns you find out here. Oh, and then coal is also inside. So if you build the broken snowman, you just need two things, sticks and coal. That's it. So once you have done the deed in which you have made one of every snowman, it's a lot faster to just do the broken snowman. So I leave the sticks for now, before and I diverge here. I leave it, I go in and go straight up here because by now I have picked up stuffing the stuffed where I need to bake 3 bread in the oven. Some fresh bread, I need to do that 3 times. I need to pick up coal for the snowmen outside. So that's the next thing there. And from Virgil, I've done the keg emergency. So I've got that right there. So I go ahead and I grab all 3 things. Oh, did I forget to do the food? Or no, we did the food. That's right. Before says, I found a new to me skill on my infrequently played Lore Master that works well for the Grumpwood. Awesome. Cool Witch points out that the new Hunter AoE has made the firewood quest a little bit quicker for me if I'm lucky enough to have them grouped up. Nice. All right, so this one, I like going this way. Some people jump the stairs, but I just jump over the tables and turn that in. Now, since I've already picked up the tidying up, I'll just turn around and start working on this. Yes, before it says, the real enemies in the Grumpwood are all the other players sniping these trolls out from under me. Exactly. Exactly. So then I just, I just do select use. Sometimes the table landscape is, doesn't work for you to be able to reach something that you've selected. So you have to like take a second to like jump up on the table or jump up on the bench in order to reach whatever it is. It's not so bad here, but up on the tables right above, it's kind of annoying. I'll show you. I'll head up that way. So I have a tendency to just like, because I've already just dropped off the keg right there. So then I come up the stairs. Here's another set of tables to do. So I'll go ahead and do these. Because you have to do 10 of each thing, it's a minimum of, I think, 3 sets of tables. Okay, so then I come over to this set of tables. And because I approach it from this way, maybe it's a problem. But, so the table doesn't automatically have you walk up on the bench. And that grimy dish back there, see how I just keep running for it? It doesn't automatically jump me up on it. And so if I want to get to that grimy dish, I have to work my way around. So I can go to this side because I'm going to grab this stuff anyway. And then it will slide me between the tables. Oh, or I grab the other one. Maybe I do need that grimy dish. Oh, I guess it's a max of 1, 2, 3, and then the beginnings of a 4th, don't you? And since I'm right here, I grab the fireworks. It's right on my way. And then we can finish off at this table down here, which is right by the quest giver, and then I can just turn around and I guess it is 3.5 tables, or 3 plus a smidge. Because here I'm catching number 10, number 10, number 10 of the items. Yeah, I think each of the table sets has like 3 or something. So now I can just turn around and turn this into him right here. So I can do both the keg and the tidying up. And her too, the stuffing the stuffed, and the firewood.
What can I do for you?
Now I need to do 8 of these. And one thing I realized that maybe I knew before, but I'd forgotten, is I'm close enough to 4 of them if I'm standing about here. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just right clicking on them. So that takes me through the first 4. And then the other 8 are standing nearby. So after I do the 4th one there, then I just kind of scooch over here, and then I can do these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't actually have to be looking at them. They just have to be within range of your pickpocketing, I guess. It seems a little funny, but it works. So before says, if I were really obsessed, I'd count how much of each is at what table to see if there's a more optimal route. All right, so there I've got all my stuff. So the last thing I haven't done, because I had to grab the coal, is I haven't actually built the snowman. So a lot of times what I do is I jump out here by these ice sculptures. You just pop around behind it and you can jump out over it. And that puts me real close to here. So then I just auto-target sticks, grab some sticks, because it's on my route. And it usually sends me to this snow pile right here. Funny thing is, we were encountering is there's so many people doing this at the same time the other day that there were no snow piles. It was really wild. Now, if you hit the right one, you get to make a giant version. So somebody made the giant version of the mitten one. That's awesome. The giant version of the broken snowman is right there. Oh, somebody's just built it recently. So that's what the giant version looks like, and this is what the regular version looks like. So that's kind of fun. And then I just run over here, turn this in.
Greetings, friend.
So now I have done the coins. So I go sweep by the workers' alley, and I'm going to turn in the quest to those guys. Zoom, zoom. So did the wintry cold weather thing. Did the making mischief thing. And then I have Guard Kimber because I did the snow beasts. And that's done. I have Mara has a daily festival quest. We talked about this earlier, right? The sack of presents, some tokens, and some LI experience. But it does not give you any... it does not count towards a festival activity. So I'm at 9 out of 10 right now. And I'm still at 9 out of 10. Also, I picked up that other quest to give her 10 snowballs. So I can come over here and do that. So basically, from Mara there, come over here to these 2 guys. And the guy on the left, Jeffrey Bloomer, is the fastest one. Barter items is what you want. And then, like, partway down this page, just the first page even, perfect snowballs right there. So you buy 2 sets of it. So 1, 2. And then you just go right back to Mara. Now her ring is up, you see. And it's the Season of Virtue. Now, this threw me off. It says, let us celebrate the merriest time of year. It doesn't tell me anything like, you'll receive 500 virtue. It just says, continue quest. So you hit continue, but it does it. It completes the quest. So that just gave me 500 virtue for fidelity virtue trait that I'm working on right now. So just be aware that that is correct. That does give you what it is. And now, again, I'm still at 9 out of 10, so I'm 1 short. I've done everything here that does not involve giving coins or shooing people away or whatever. It doesn't involve dealing with the 5 sometimes there people. I also haven't done the theater because I feel like that takes a long time. And I haven't done the snowball fight because that's only good if there is somebody there to throw snowballs at. And like this one, it's on a timer. So I don't particularly care for this one, and I would replace it with something else if I could. But she's right here in the center, so I often can run across her when she's available. But the snowball field on a timer, it's like every 9 minutes is when it kicks off. So I don't want to be standing around down there for 5 minutes waiting for it. So I'm at 9 out of 10, and I'm looking for something I can just do and be done with. The Stable Master can take you to Westbury, Callandim, Thornsgate, or Mickle Delving. Well, one thing that's near Westbury is the Breeland Festival grounds. And one thing that's at the Breeland Festival grounds that I can control the timing of is the horse race. So that's what I've been doing for my number 10. Now, granted, we do have our travel time here, but I get here, I can just take the horse immediately. I can click the mount up button while I'm transitioning, and I can get myself out to the horse race. And because there's no timer on it, I can just pick it up, do it, complete it, and be gone. Now, this does presuppose that I will be successful. So let's hope, every once in a while there's a glitch or something happens, but generally I'm pretty consistent on the horse race these days. Now, I do find that if I'm running into performance issues, like if there's lag or whatever, if I zoom in more, there's less data that it's having to process, I'm guessing. So yeah, that happened earlier to me today too. So that sometimes helps, but as you can see right there, it kind of paused for a second, and I kept going. I was going one way, and needed to be going a different way, and it was too late. But that's okay, because you can miss one, but you can't miss two generally. All right, cool. So let me just finish this off. Eee. Of the bridges, the broken bridges, generally you can fall off of one and still do it, but if you fall off of two, it's really hard to make it on time. You have to have like a perfect run. But there we go. I was able to get that. So now I just need to go back to Mara and turn this in, which I can do by just basically reversing what I just did, because there is the stable master back to the festival area at West Bree. So just take the horse over here. I mean, I'm a hunter. I could have just teleported myself to West Bree. It's about the same amount of time, honestly. And then these three travel things are here, right? So we've got our regular stable master here. Don't need him. We've got the festival grounds horse over there that I just used. And here in the middle is the stable master, winter home, travel for free. And I'll be back where I need to be, and not far from Mara. Now, there's probably ways to even optimize this further. But this seems to work out pretty good for me. So, ended up at the front gate. Here's Mara. She's ready to let me turn in my Spirit of Yule, which is my do 10 things. She's going to give me some LI experience. She's going to give me some Yule Festival tokens. And I'm also going to get 866,000 XP. So, I'm working on it. So this is a character that, this is my main over here on Mary, and she's the one that was at max. She was at 150, that I'd Valared up to like 140, and then we quested and did stuff to get her up to 150. And then we were able to do, with B4's character that we did the same thing with, we were able to do... we got them both up to 150, and we were able to go and do delvings together. So we did missions with the delvings added on. And that was a lot of fun and a great way to work on LI experience and all these various things. Now with the new expansion, we could do missions with these characters, but we can't do the delving piece of it as well. So my goal is to get this character up to 160. And one of the ways to do that is by doing festival quests, because she's going to get experience. I leveled her to 151 the other day, so, we're slowly getting there. Now, I haven't... Oh, actually, I have been. It's the other Rose that I haven't been doing as frequently. So, yeah, she has been every day here. So, it's going to be slow leveling with Rose here, but we'll keep at it. Now, Mara's still got a ring for me, so we should check on that. That's because I just finished a Festive Flurry Intermediate. So let's take a look at that. So 6 days now, she says, and that is true, because I did the first 3 days, and that finished the beginner wrapper. Now I've done 3 more days, and that's going to finish this intermediate wrapper. So she rummages around in a small bag of gifts before handing you a large one. Have this, my friend. So I'm going to get some LI experience for that reward track. I'm going to get 400 Figments of Splendor, a scrap of Essence Reclamation Scroll, a universal ingredient, crafting ingredient, and 1,000 Virtue experience. So that's nice. So turn that in and boom, we're done. So that automatically gave me the next one, which is a Festive Flurry Advanced. So that'll be Uber wrapper number 3, and then there'll be a Festive Flurry final to do. So this one, again, will give me pretty close to the same stuff. Wrapper number 3 will give me Ally Experience, Figments of Splendor, 500 instead of 400. The scrap, some Yule Festival tokens, the crafting ingredient, and then it's also going to give me one of those cyan blue colored tracery tokens, which is nice. And then does the Uber wrapper give me a gold one? It might.
I think Yule's one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, we were discussing this before, and this came up in the chat before, that not every festival gives you those gold tokens, but we think Yule might be one of them. Okay, so that's for the future. That's 3 days from now. I will hopefully accomplish that. So I'm going to take my little paper where I'm tracking. I'm going to put a little tick next to rows, so that's 3. And then what I've been doing is what I usually do is I do that kind of like, you know, dunk, 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 dunk kind of thing for keeping track of where my characters are. Because these are 3-day wrappers, I'm finding that useful also to see where I am in that. So after I do 3 and get that Uber wrapper, I'm putting a line underneath the 3. So it's like, you know, 1, 2, 3, and then I draw a line underneath the bottom of it to be like, yep, that's completed. So then at a quick glance, I can see where am I with all these various characters. So that's what I've been doing this time around with the festival. And then I go over here, I leave my character standing here, I log out, log on to the next one. What else was I going to check? So before it says, over the 25-day festival of 10 quests a day, you can get about 7 to 8 levels if you have the subscriber rested bonus. Yeah, so I'll get there. Yeah. So I'm at 151 right now. We're going to get there somewhere. Before it says, no, Yule only gives the incomparable, the blue one, boxes for the tracery tokens. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the other thing that's happening right now is on the Hobbit gifts. You'll want to make sure you take a look at those, because we are getting silver Hobbit gifts for free, and all the Hobbit gifts are Yule themed right now. So it could be, let's see, it says these things, but funny thing is it doesn't add on a category that it could be a Yule gift. So we'll go ahead and open our silver today because we haven't. All right, we got some Virtue XP and we got a Battle Potion of Restoration. That wasn't exciting. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and open a gold one. So now I am a VIP, so I get a gold present once a week on Thursdays. It resets. So if you opened your gold present sometime during that week, when it comes around to Thursday, you'll have a new one that you can open up. So we're going to go ahead but during the week, in between those times, you can open one, just get one for 8 mithril coins if you want to. So I figure on stream is the perfect time to do something like that. So let's go ahead and open a gold present for mithril coins. All right, see what we get. Oh yeah. All right, so we got 200 Virtue XP. That's nice. And we got a little box, which I was hoping for, which includes scrolls plus a gold winter gift, which is a dog pet. So that's one of the new things this year. So we open the box and it's going to give me the thing. So I've got some scrolls of max morale and power. And you know what, before I forget, we're just going to go ahead and plop those over because my inventory is a mess. So let's deal with that real quick. Let's see, extraordinary experience. What's this? Landscape soldier token. Let's drag that out of here. Combat roost speed. Yeah, I've been collecting some things. Oof, a lot of the rest of it can't get out of here. All right, we'll just leave that for now. But let's go ahead. And so it's going to be the Tome of the Ivory Murai Herding Dog. A lot of people have had this and they're very excited about this. So let's take a look. And I think it's going to fill it in on this empty spot I've got here. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at this guy. Oh my gosh, he is huge. That's a big doggy. Hello. Well, he's very good at following. He's as tall as my Hobbit. He's taller than my Hobbit. That's funny. Hello. All right. Well, that's a cutie. All right. The next dog show that comes around, I might actually get this guy out because he's kind of pretty. Yeah, new Hobbit mount, says Kagosi. No kidding. Absolutely could. And it looks like they might have a little extra fur around the front there, so I could have something to like hold on to. Yeah, before it says, is he huge or are you a hobbit? What about both? So Cool Witch has gotten both the horse pet and the snow-covered dwarf statue so far, both silver. Out of silver gifts. Very nice. I got a new, oh yeah, I should show you guys. I got a new snowman. One of my neighbors got the dwarf statue. I'm trying to remember if I think I got the mount, but I can't remember which server I got it on. Oh, I did, however, get, sorry, doggy, we're going to replace you with a turtle. I did get the turtle, the Jingle Turtle. That's new this year. Check out that cute little guy. Turtle, turtle, turtle. There we just look at it through my eyes. Hello. He's a happy little guy, huh? Do you know, I don't know if he actually jingles. I have my volume turned down so low. I don't know if he makes noise. Oops. He also is good at following. Hello. And he just skids. I mean, his legs, his little leggies aren't even moving. That's kind of funny. It's very cute, though. Now, the way you get that one is from the festivity vendor, the festivity token. So Verbena Green Hand is where you got to go. Edward says, Teenage Mutant Turbo Turtle. I know, it's so funny. You would think that he'd have like the little legs moving, but no, we don't move the legs. What's going on, Verbena? Why are you not talking to me?
I'm pleased to be of service.
Oh, she is talking to me. It's because I don't have this on. How about we do that? Okay, so the new things this year with her is there's a marshmallow roasting stick, which is a handheld item. So look at that. It's, let me see if I can zoom in. There you go. You're holding a stick with a roasted marshmallow on it. That one's kind of cute. Let's see, the Jingle Turtle, that's that guy. The Snowy Evening Pig, that's from last year. Or the year before, I forget. So I think, yeah, so I think the new things are the marshmallow roasting stick and the Jingle Turtle that you can get from her. Other stuff that you can get here is like the Snow Strider's Woven Deer, very pretty. The Outdoor Fire Pit, the Yule Princess Bunny, that one's really cute. And then some banners, a couple more cosmetic items, Storvagun's Smallest Mace, Storvagun's Smaller Mace, and Storvagun's Small Mace. You've also got an alabaster donkey cosmetic pet. Here's one of the first things I try to get on every server, which is the cozy knitted Frost Bluff set. So you've got the hat, the tunic, and the gloves. Those gloves are so good. Let's see, and then you could get some snowmen from her. So there's the stately malformed, the malformed miniature snow ent, a malformed snow etin. A couple other cosmetic items. We've got these shoulder items, and the funky helmet. Welcome back. Cats are just making the rounds. Oh yeah, we've got Scorvagun's spare gloves. Oh, we're not showing them on me. And his spare shoes, which you can't see because I don't wear shoes. Another malformed snow wizard. Oh yeah, the carrot nose. This one's super cute. It includes the earmuffs, the carrot nose, and the little blue scarf around the neck. That all is the one piece together. Oh, Fair Old Realm says, hi all. Hello, welcome. The Snow Not So Grim is so cute. Here, I'll show you that. And then the other two are the cloaks. So the Battle at Frostbuff cloak with the snowman and a pile of snowballs and some snowballs flying in the background. And then there's also a hooded version if you're into hooded cloaks. So I should show you the Snow Not So Grim because that guy's also pretty cute. Let's see, go to my pets. Yeah. All right, snow, not so grim. So funny thing is it has different appearances. So when you pull it out, let's see if I can move. This one ended has the hat. So it's the different appearances. And I don't know what's going on, but they always they jump underground. But when you're moving with them, they're above ground. So at least you can see it. So it's a grim, but it looks like a snowman. Isn't that cute? And then when you stop, he falls into the ground. But it looks like the snowmen out here. So, oops, went the wrong way. So it comes out looking like one of these. So you can see that this little snow grim looks like this guy as he came out. But other people, it's like a filter. So not everybody sees, hi buddy, thanks Casper. Not everybody sees the grim the same way you do. So before could be standing right here and looking at it and it might look like this guy, look like the classy one, or it might look like the wizard with the pointy hat, or I think the mitten one maybe. So yeah, it's kind of wild that it's it doesn't always look the same to the to whoever's looking at it. Oh yeah, I was gonna go show you this year's offerings. So we've got a new mount. See, these are the old mounts. Here's the new mounts. So the new one is the good Jingle Steed. This one with the bright blue outfit, and then we've got little jingle bells on it. Again, I'm not sure if it jingles when you ride or not. There's definitely a steed that does, but I'm not sure if this one does. I've got my sound turned down all the time lately, so I'll have to turn it up and check it out sometime. Yeah, so anyway, and then, so that one's this year's. And then last year's was the Snowy Evening Steed, so a lot more muted blues, kind of grayish blue there. So depending on your particular style, you might find a good one. Now there's also steeds from previous years. Here, you know what, let's bring the Jingle Turtle back. So there's a whole bunch of the steeds from previous years that you can see here. And now you have to pay mithril to pick them up, but you can see the list of what steeds are available for you for mithril with this lady here. And then if you're like, well, I'd like to see it, most of them are here, but there's a couple that aren't. But over half of them are there if you want to look at them. Including, so what generally tends to happen is when they add a new steed to the festival, they'll show the new one here and the one from the previous year also. And then when they get the new one out, they basically kick out the oldest one and it ends up over here for mithril. And then they slot the new one in. So just be prepared for that. So if you are wanting to get the new steeds, make sure you get them while you can for festival tokens. And you can talk to this guy right here.
How may I help you?
He also has a list of I think, the new and the most recent ones, I think. Yeah, nothing that you can buy for mithril is with this guy. This guy only takes festival tokens. So you're safe if you come and talk to this guy if you're not sure. But you want to get as many as you can for the festival tokens. Now, you'll see there's a whole bunch of stuff here that I haven't purchased. That's because that's the War Steed outfit part of it. And I don't feel a need for that because I don't use my War Steed that often, and I do have a bunch of stuff for him. And at some point, if I'm like, oh, I'd really love to have this on my War Steed, I'll just make a note, and the next time festival comes around, I'll pick that up. But so like the Yule Gala Steed, the Shire Holly, the Snow Strider, Icy Expeditions, those are all old, and you can pick them up for mithril as well, but they're leaving them on this list for now. So that wasn't the case for a while. I don't know if they've changed their habits, if SSG is changing the way they're doing things, because yeah, at one point they had like 3 of them on the list at once, and I was like, wow, that's kind of nice of them. And it seems like they just keep adding the new one to the list for festival tokens. So you might be in luck if you are with a new character and you want to get a bunch of the steeds, you might be able to get a bunch of them for the festival tokens. But do note that those are bound to character. So as soon as you purchase it, I think it goes either directly into your steed panel, into your, I'm sorry, wrong button, Shift C, sorry babe, into your mounts collection panel. I think it goes directly in here, or it goes, you get a thing that you then read and it goes to your characters panel. So just be prepared for that. You can't buy it with one character and give it to another character, sadly. So Edward says we need a jingle boar or reindeer, something that isn't a horse. Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny because we have elk now, and those are pretty. And sometimes I will ride an elk on my Hobbit. We've also got camels now, and it just feels really weird for my hobbits, who technically never leave the Shire, to be riding around on a camel. So I haven't been using the camels much, especially with like my role playing. It's like, okay, so most of my characters are on the role playing servers, and definitely here on Mary, I definitely partake more of the role playing than I do on maybe on Peregrine. But again, I still am mindful of like, this is the role playing space, and so I don't tend to put my hobbits on camels in the Shire because it's just weird. Yeah, Edward says, I mean, camels in Harad? Sure. Elsewhere? Not sure it fits. Yeah, same kind of feeling. I kind of feel the same way. And also with the boars. I like the boars, and they're kind of funny, and they're hilarious how your like characters like way spread out over these giant boars. So I will use them sometimes if I'm running around in like Moria, so I'm underground. You can't, so you have to use the goats or a boar. So sometimes I'll do it there, but yeah, other times I find it a little, I don't know, the boars are just strange. All right, so you can also see what's new this year with Alex Gray. So Jeffrey Bloomer on the left tends to have like the consumables, the older stuff. He's got 5 pages of stuff, but it is like the older stuff, and some housing stuff. So he's got some nice housing stuff. But Alex Gray, I think, has most of the cosmetics. He's got 9 pages worth of stuff. So I think there's a little overlap between the pair of them. But this is kind of like they each have kind of different stuff. Anyway, I go to Alex Gray because then I can click on new rewards. And this is great. SSG started doing this a couple years ago, where they created that category so that way you can always tell what is new this year. So if you're like, if you're like, okay, I have everything from the previous years, I don't even need to look at that because I know I already have it. I just want to know what's new this year. So that's a great category to look at. So this year the theme is Cozy Jingle. So we have the Cozy Jingle Cloak. Let me scoot over a little. Yeah. We've got the overclothes, as they're calling them. We've got a scarf. Looks very similar to another scarf, but it's more shiny. We've got the hat, which is big and chunky. Big chunky hat. We've got some mittens. So look at those giant mittens. And we've got the boots. Yeah, so that's the whole jingle outfit. Sneaky says, hi everyone, hello. So yeah, so that's your outfit for this year. Very good for rolling around in the snow, I think. It's a fun outfit. And then there's also the hooded cloak, if that's what you're into. But then you miss out on the big chunky hat, so I don't know. Now, if you wanted to, so when you buy these, they're all bound to account. And so you can put them like in your wardrobe, so all your characters have access to them if you have the wardrobe, if you use that. But if you want to give any of these to somebody else, they do have up at the top here the Cozy Jingle Garments gift wrapped selection box. So it costs the same. So all of these pieces cost 35 tokens for the festival tokens. And so the gift wrap box also costs 35. The box itself is not bound. So this is how you give these pieces to other people. So you would buy, a box, and when they open it, it's a selection box, and then they can choose which one of the items do they want. And it should have, I believe it has all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these items in there. So if you wanted to give somebody the entire outfit, including both cloaks, you would need to buy 7 of those boxes, and then you just give them 7 boxes, and then they open each one and pick the thing that they want. And hopefully they don't pick the same thing twice by mistake. But I do like that gift rack selection box. That allows people to have some flexibility and ability to, to trade them around with other people. So that's nice. And then also this year's that Jingle Steed, as we were talking about. Hey, Casper. Casper is lying on my lap, by the way. So that's exciting. It's a new development. So the Cozy Jingle Steed, and you'll see it's listed twice, once because it's for festival tokens and once for Mithril. So like if you're like, hey, I have a ton of Mithril, but I got no interest in running festival, but I really want that steed, you could still buy it that way. I tend to buy it with festival tokens, but you don't have to. And then the cosmetics, there for the War Steed. And then also the box, although that does say bound to account on acquire. So contains Cozy Jingle War Steed appearances. That's interesting. 70 Mithril. I don't know if that gives you all of them or just one of them if it's a selection box. It doesn't say it's a selection box though. So maybe for 70 Mithril you could get all of it, or you can buy each piece separately for various amounts of festival tokens. And then housing-wise, we've got a cozy roasting fire pit, a cozy potted tree. It's all cozy this year. A cozy fire pit stool. This isn't cozy. You can get a snow-laden king's effigy statue or a snow-laden orb and sword statue. And then, this is kind of interesting. You can get a large spike of ice or an icy monolith or a large cluster of ice shards. So those are more yard items. So if you were going for I'm thinking like 4-shell, like those kinds of like icy, or what's that place way in the north? Hang on. No. Show me. Is it Bavanian? What do I need to see? Who am I thinking of? Not that. Wildermore. Yeah. I think it reminds me of some of the stuff that happens in Wildermore with those shards, those ice shards. I haven't actually put them in the yard, so I don't know exactly what they look like, but I think that's what they kind of remind me of. I have looked at some of this stuff on Deco de Mieux on that website, because all that stuff's there and it's fantastic. And then there's the Snowy Dwarf Wall and the Snowy Palisade, which are fences for, currently only Lindleby has the fence hook. So that would be for your Lindleby house. But I looked at it, and the Snowy Dwarf Wall doesn't look very snowy. Also, it just looks like a very white, but very dwarven style wall. And it didn't seem like it would fit for my Hobbit character. And then the Snowy Palisade is basically very big and not terribly snowy. It looks almost like it's made out of birch, where it's kind of like got that white with speckles, kind of look to it. And it was just a lot of wood looking stuff. And I was like, it's not really my jam either. But at least we do have 2 more items that we can put in our yards. So that is cool. The last thing I wanted to do on this character, although it doesn't have to be, is I wanted to double check. So the store right now has, actually, you know what? Let me pull up the stuff. So lotro.com. Let me go pull up the full list of stuff, because December sales. Okay, so 11th to 18th, and today is the 16th. Yeah, so this is still currently. Okay, so they're doing Yuletide savings every week. You're just not settled, are you, buddy? I'm so sorry. I keep petting you while you're on my lap. I can't ignore you. You're just being too cute. So anyway, they're doing Yuletide savings throughout the week, every week throughout December. So week number 2 is where we are right now. 75% off select skirmish items, 35% off large carryalls. So that got my attention. And then 15% off the profession slot unlock. So that's the profession slot unlock. That's this one to get the 4th slot. But I'd already got it. So sadly, I don't get that 15% off. Also in the Lotro store, they've got a thing called the Deep Places Memoir Pack where you can get various cosmetic cloaks and stuff that you could only get through the when some of the expansions came out originally. So that's kind of fun. And then a bunch of expansions are also on sale, like Mordor, 85% off. War of the Three Peaks, 70% off. Before the Shadow, all the goodies that you got, it gives you a bunch of stuff. That's 75% off, 70% off, because the questing in Before the Shadow has been open for everybody now. Corsairs of Umbar is at 40% off, and Legacy of Morgoth is at 25% off. That's through January 1, so you've got the whole month of December to get that sorted out. And then their regular weekly sales are select housing decorations, select housing sets, select cloaks. Those are 30% off. And the weekly coupon is gold dye. So a lot of good stuff in the store right now. And I think that gives us some of that. But I just wanted to go ahead and tell you all of that because I'm like, wow, this is like a lot of good stuff. So I wanted to check on my housing because I want to get another housing carryall. One of my servers was desperate for one, and I couldn't remember which one, or maybe it's both of them. And I went ahead and bought one on one server, and I should have just automatically gone to the other server and gotten one there too. So let's see. So I've got a seasonal bag. I've got 2 larges that I haven't written down what they are. I've got the auto bestowed. The auto bestowed is where I'm putting all the things that you get, like when you, if you buy a content pack. So, and then it comes later on with like a teleport item. And so all your characters are getting that teleport item. I'm just throwing it in a carryall because they stack. So that makes me so happy. So Sneaky says, I have the grapevine fence. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. I've seen that one, at least online. Cool Witch asks, where is that one from? Yeah, you think you got that in Limbo Bay? I don't think so. Let me check. Intro grapevine fence. Okay, it's called Grape Vineyard. That's from Umbari Tam is the currency you need to trade for it through City of Umbar Rewards Quartermaster or Umbar Barhabel if you have acquaintance standing. If we're talking about the same thing. Here, let me show you. This is the one that they have in the Lotro Wiki. Let's see if that's the right one. Because I was looking at that and I was like, man, that looks really pretty. Actually, I think, is there one that has... Oh, maybe that is the one. Yeah, it's got grapes on it. Looks really cool. I was like, yeah, that'd be nice. Because I am interested. Oh, yeah, because I was looking at the fence category over on Deco. That's why I saw it. Because I was like, are there any other interesting fences that I could get? You know what I mean? Because I'm really interested in playing around with the fences at my Lindleby house. Anyway, let me grab another large carryall for housing while this is on my mind. So I'm going to go to the carryalls because I just bought a whole bunch of Lotro points to get me through the next few years. Housing decoration carryall. Yeah, I want one of those. Yeah, give me that. And then everything else I think I'm currently good on because I've got... I have a instrument carryall, so I'm good there. And I have room, and actually that Gleowine's harp should be in it. Okay, good, thanks. Cool, because I carry the instrument carryall on this character because she's like the one who plays music, basically. Oh yeah, like I've got Oh yeah, I'm going to give these things away. Yeah. I'm going to give a whole bunch of this away. In fact, I really want to get on that. And yeah, I've even got a medium instrument carryall, and I have a large instrument carryall. So I am good. And then I have a small crafting carryall. Oh, I should throw that my crafting stuff. And throw that over there. So yeah, we're good. We're good on music carryalls. And I'm good on crafting carryalls, I think. I think I have enough of those. I think all of the stuff can fit in those other ones. I think we're good there. For farming, we've got our farming carryalls going, so I think we're good there. Yeah, so I think, oh, and tasks. I like having 3 task carryalls. It works out really nice. So I've got one that does 100 to 50, sorry, 1 to 50. And then I have one that does 50 to 100, and then I have one that does 100 plus. So that's been really good. So I've got that sorted here on Mary. But you know what? I should grab another, I should check on my task carryalls over on Perry while they're on sale right now. And then housing. I wonder how many do I have then? So how many housing carryalls do I have right now? So I've got, oh, and I've got a die carryall. I have one of those on both servers, so that's important. Catch all those dies. I know, very cool, which says eventually we'll need a carryall to hold the carryalls. I wish. Wouldn't that be fun? Oh yeah, okay, Sneakies does confirm that that is the grape vineyard. Yeah. That's a lot of points. Well, like I said, I went and bought up points recently when they were on sale with the double bonuses, because I'm like, heck yeah, that's the time to buy up. So I went ahead and bought a bunch of, got the double bonus points, because that will last me for a good, few years. And that's the cheapest way to do it, like per point. And I'm not planning to stop playing anytime soon. So it's like investing for the future for myself, basically. It made sense. And we were able to do it. So I was like, yeah. Because this is our entertainment. Like, I don't buy, like, I don't go to bars and buy alcohol. I don't go to the movies, really. I just find that kind of boring. If we're going to do any movies, we basically just, like, get the DVD and so I can watch it here at home. Oh, yeah, we got Princess Bride recently. A friend of ours hasn't seen it yet. So we're going to hang out with her and watch that. And, oh, it has extra weight now, doesn't it? To watch that. Anyway. Boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, so I went ahead and just got, like, this is how we kind of spend our entertainment value budget. And even on board games, like, we have, you may have noticed, like, a bunch of board games back there on the wall. Really what we spend our entertainment money on is board games, video games, and yarn. Or crochet and knitting, stuff, whether it be yarn or needles. There's a set of, that just came out of Tunisian crochet hooks that have the cables, and they're interchangeable, and they look glorious. So that's on my wish list, but I don't have any Tunisian crochet projects coming up anytime soon. So I'm putting off buying those until I'm a little bit closer to having a Tunisian crochet project that I want to use them with. But I did get a really nice set of like knitting needles, with the cables interchangeable, and those have been so wonderful. I'm loving those, and I don't have like a dedicated crochet hook set. I just have lots of crochet hooks from like all over the place. So, but I did get a case to like shove them in, and so they're easier to find. So, so that's where we spend our money, and then on video games like on Steam and whatnot. So, anyway, okay. So I wanted to count how many housing carryalls I have here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 housing carryalls right now. And then the task ones, I have the 3, which makes me really happy. Okay, so that's just notes for myself for later, because after the stream, I'll go back over to Peregrine and see how I'm doing and see if I need any more carryalls over there as well. So one thing I also wanted to show you is that these sacks of presents, here, let me just open this one so it's a little bit easier, that we get from Mara for doing, you know, it's like, do a thing, come talk to me, I'll give you this sack of presents. So what kind of stuff do you get? So like, I got 15 medallions, 3 festival tokens, 11 festival tokens, and 6 festival tokens. So it really varies. Like, you just get all sorts of pretty random stuff with her. It seems like it's not intended to be like amazing stuff, but it is intended to be fun, I think. You know, it's a little gift, a little something. But yeah, I was going to show you real quick the other thing that I got out of the gold present, which was the first gold present after they put the stuff on, was I got a snowman. So let me show you that real quick. I have that at my Lindleby house. I was thinking about like keeping my Lindleby house like every season, change it. So I kind of want to have like maybe rearrange my carryalls a little bit so that it's like, you know, here's the autumn stuff, here's the, you know, winter stuff, like that kind of thing. That might be fun to have kind of like 4 different carryalls. And then as the seasons change, I just basically take everything, put it in the carryall, and then take the next carryall and put everything out. I thought that might be fun. Where did this, oh yeah, here it is. This alpine snowman. Isn't that cute? So that's my new one. Oops, went too far. It's got like, I don't know why, but it's got sticks on top of his head. Like antlers, maybe? I don't know. Or antenna? Maybe he's an alien. I don't know. Anyway, he's very cute though, and definitely different from the other snowman that we've had so far. So that was kind of fun. So yeah, so I got a new snowman. Put that guy in my yard. And I did put my broken snowman out. And yeah. And the snow, of course. But that's the thing, like I could put out like snow ponies and, you know, all the various things. I haven't fixed my yard because, like, for example, previously, well, this was in a different house. This was a different yard, so the yard hooks were in different locations. But I had like one of each of the different animal houses, and I had them all kind of near each other. We've done this at our Ken house as well. Oh, there's a chicken coop. Well, the chicken coop too, actually. I had it nearby. But so I had one of each near each other. And so then you could have the animals come out and they kind of walk around near each other. And I thought that was really cute. And I haven't really gotten that sorted here. I did do the download from, was it Lotro Companion or Lotro Compendium? Which told me all the housing decoration things I had and which hooks they were in and what was the XYZ coordinates of each of them and all of that. So I have that data if I want to try and recreate stuff. But I ended up, this is a different house though than what I had before. So the hooks are just slightly different locations and stuff like that. So I don't know. So, oh, and then, yeah, one of my neighbors, we go take a quick look, see if it's still there, has the, got the statue. Yeah, that's it. So that's the snow-laden dwarf statue. Look at that thing. Let me zoom. Look at that crazy king. It's like huge. And that does look kind of snow-laden, actually. So that's fun. Yeah. So, yeah. So there's some really interesting things this year coming out of the Hobbit gifts. I mean, not that there haven't been previous years. I mean, you saw I've got a whole pile of them I still need to open, actually. Because I was just waiting till we got to the new server, and now it's the new server, and I still haven't. I've got, in fact, I'm not even sure if everything is here, but we've got, like, Glorious Members of Gondor, Eerie Apothecary, Outdoor Market, 2 of the outdoor markets. Oh, I must have had one over on Treebeard and sent it here. Elvish Outpost, Harvest Bounty, Dread-Filled Dwelling. But no, I do have, oh, I think they're on another character. I think one of my characters is holding them. I think I have a bunch of those boxes that you got to open, like we did the silver gift, the gold gift. So I think one of my characters is holding on to all those, and I just have not been prepared to deal with all of that, right? Now, Cool Witch says, I have a seasonal carry-all, works for me. The stuff I take out to redecorate gives room for the stuff that was out. I hear what you're saying, and I do have a seasonal one. And in fact, I have a whole house that's just my Yule stuff. That's all just decorated for Yule. Here, let's bring Sylphie on. Sylphia is my stout axe dwarf. And she's my only stout axe dwarf. All the other... I only have two... I have a regular dwarf. That was my very, very, very first Lotro character. And then I have a stout or axe dwarf. Those are my two dwarves. And then I have one human, female, and a couple elves, bunch of high elves, bunch of hobbits. Oh, and some river hobbits. Well, just a couple river hobbits, but I do have a few. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Bjorning. I have a couple Bjornings too. So, as you can see, I left my character standing here at the festival grounds, as I usually do. So we will go ahead and start with the beginning, but then, so Spirit of Yule, that's what I want. And I haven't been doing the other things with the other characters. Well, I have been doing the Season of Virtue with the snowballs with other characters. That's okay, because they're getting festival tokens. They can spend it on that. That's fine. All right, so we want the snow beasts. Ah, Onike is up. So let's grab hers. And then while we're waiting for her that to start up, we can go pick up the other quests. So we're going to do that. But yeah, I don't know. Like, just to... It's at the point where I have more more seasonal things per season than would... Because the carry-all only holds 50 things. And I've got probably a good 20 of each that I would want to do for each different season, at least. Oh, it's already gone, so I'm gonna have to wait for that to come back. Hey, just to point out, this is interesting. So I have the eating contest quest. So if I go to Basil, only one of his quests show up. I cannot pick up the other one. I can't pick up the tidying the tables one from him right now. Oops, wrong button.
Would you do something
So
for
just
me?
FYI, that's not, it is there. I just can't pick it up right now. So, yeah, before it says, well, maybe like a Yule carry-all, a Harvest Math carry-all. Like, yeah, I kind of want to do seasonal ones. So that kind of idea. Maybe just 4. And maybe I could do 2 in each. So maybe I could do like a spring and a summer carry-all, and then a fall and a winter carry-all. Although we've got so much stuff now for the fall. Well, we got so much like creepy stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough choice. But yeah, maybe I could get away with just doing 2 carry-alls and for like 4-ish seasons. Because I have a lot of spring stuff, it turns out. I keep acquiring things to put out for spring, and I'm really liking that. So that might be fun. Or if I did winter and spring together, it would be really obvious which one's which. Alright, well, it looks like some bread's going to pop here, so I'll go ahead and eat the bread because nobody else wants that, and I don't care. There's another bread, I'll just take it. Is anybody eating that pie? I think he is, okay. What else we got? There's a lot of people. This is why I'm glad I'm not competing for this. If you do want to see any videos, though, of how to do this and do it successfully, check out my videos from last year, because I was doing the full run with every character. And so I got pretty proficient at that. So yeah, if I did like we'll see, and with the Yule stuff, though, like I said, I've got a whole house where I put all my Yule stuff, basically. So, all right, so we're going to turn that in. Now, here's something fun. Okay, so I'm in the middle of, let me just round up, of going to the next table, and I could eat, right? So, like, all the food is going to show up here for eating. But, interestingly, now his quest to tidy up the tables is here. Because I'm in the middle of the one, now it's doubled. So I've got both things I could eat, like the pie, but also things I could tidy up, like the grimy dish. So before and I were playing with this the other day because he was still doing the full rounds and of basically eat and tidy at the same time. Now, for me, that requires a lot of paying attention. And so that wasn't working out for me. And plus, I've decided not to do the full quest chain of the eating. I'm fine with getting the credit for the one thing, and that's it. The first table, and that's it. Yeah, I ran out of time. Oh, shame. So now all the food that I could eat disappeared, and now it's only tidying stuff that's showed up. So that's kind of a funny thing, that you could end up with them both running at the same time. So anyway, I do have a seasonal carry-all, but I'm wondering if I want 4. Or is that excessive? But maybe I could just do 2. And so, yeah, definitely put spring stuff and summer stuff, because I'm finding that I don't want to look for it. I want to just be able to pull the bag and be like, yes, this is the stuff I'm looking for. And then when I get new stuff and I'm like, oh, this would be great for this holiday. Because the thing is, I also have like fences now that I like to change out for the different seasons. And I'm trying to, work on having more of that. Oh, I should have shown you my fence when I was there. The fence I have currently is really great for like spring and summer because it's like got the flowers on it. But I would like something that's more wintry. That would be nice. But oh, and I did get some fall ones because I got some ones with the spider webs on them. I thought those were funny. So really, I just need a winter one, but I didn't like the 2 winter ones they have out right now. But maybe next year there'll be a nice winter one that I like. So the fences, because my Lindleby house is the only place that can use those, I've actually started storing them in the Lindleby house chest. It just makes the most sense that that's where I keep them. I figure I've already started this quest, so I might as well go ahead and finish it, and that way I don't have to worry about it. It'll be done. But I still need to get out and about and pick up the quests for building a snowman. See, there's that grimy dish. Gets me every time. Alright, let's go down here. Now, another option is I could stuff things in houses, because I'm not using the house chests for storage, but it's only 25 storage. So, that's not quite as ideal. All right, this time we'll do this loop. We'll go this way around. This is the way that before, and I usually do it when we do it together. Because sometimes if we're on at the same time, we'll go ahead and run out together because, again, that whole fellowship thing, that if you are in a fellowship when you are defeating things, it counts for both of you. So it makes it just go a lot faster, a lot easier. But I'm going to run this character through, and then I'll be wrapping up the stream here in about 15 minutes. So, before will be on after me. Coolwitch says, I should have thought of that. I will save space moving the extra fences from the carry-alls. Yeah, because now I think the Rivendell housing, when we get that, will also have fences. So you'd have to split between the 2 houses, but still, they're the only 2 houses that can use those, or that will be able to use them until they're able to backwards port them. So, yeah, I might as well just leave them at my Lindleby house. So there's one skill I know that I can use for sure. Nope, that's a slow one. To hit things as the whatever I am, rune dude. Yeah. So I'm slow because I'm running up to them basically, or I guess it is a distance skill, but I have to push a button to do it. All right, so I'm at 7. I need 2 more. Now, can I get up there before somebody else? Nope. What about that one? There's probably a run faster skill that I have, and I just don't know about it. I started trying to play the Runekeeper, but I didn't play it often enough to really get a handle on how to do it. I know you stick a rune down and anything in the area, it goes, you know, and that's fun. Now, Sneakies points out there is a plugin called Festival Buddy, now there's Festival Buddy 2, that helps you with all the different festival quests. I wonder if the person who has been working on Festival Buddy 2 will possibly be talking about that during his stream. So, before we'll be streaming after me and working on Festival Buddy 2. Okay, so that's a second thing. Alright, so I've got these two. Maybe I should just rearrange things on my bars to what actually I use for this festival. Since I'm not actually, like, doing any of this with any other characters. Not questing, I'm just doing festival stuff. So, yeah. So, yeah, Before definitely has plans to work on Festival Buddy 2 during his stream. And I think he might be doing a little bit of festival as well. Maybe for fun or as part of the testing. I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of both.
Probably show it off first.
Show it off first?
Then break it.
Show off Festival Buddy 2 first and then break it with updates and things. The cats are cuddled up again. I am agog. Yeah, it's really wild. Lately, Casper will be laying somewhere near me, and Kato will decide to go and lay down basically up against him, and he doesn't throw her away or, you know, tell her to get lost. All right, 1, 2, 3. One beast cheered and done. So, oh yeah, that's that remote quest. So when you come into Winterhome, you're supposed to get that quest. Some people are reporting that they don't always get it. I think that happened on one of my characters earlier, but when I left, I went to Bree and then came back, and that daily came back. It showed up then. So, that's what I would suggest, is if you are looking for the daily and it doesn't show up, you know, just leave and come back. Now, the thing is, though, is all it does is it gives you a free gift. It doesn't accelerate. It doesn't count as one of your festival quests, or any of that. So, you know, but it's, you know, free stuff. So that's nice. Sneaky says, I'd like to try to figure out that coding. Right now, it's zoomed over my head. Oh, fair enough. Well, Before's been doing it for a while, so, you know, don't feel bad if the stuff that he knows is a bit advanced compared to what you might be able to pick up at the beginning of a journey. All right, so this is what I was saying earlier about how I like to pick up everything I need to do here at the cooking station, or in this corner. So I've picked up the baked bread 3 times, so I got that done. And then I've done the coal, and now I'll do the keg. Fun thing with the keg, too, if you're in a fellowship, so I've picked up the keg and I'm running it over. If my fellowship members are nearby and are also on that quest, it apparently will work for them, too. Now, we were testing out, like, how close do we have to be to each other? Do we have to have the keg at the same time? And we're not 100, like, there's more testing we could do on determining exactly, like, what triggers everybody in your fellowship getting credit for it. But at any rate, if you're all on it and you're all nearby, I think it seems to trigger. Because we thought both people, because we were just doing it as a duo, had to have the keg. But that turned out not to be the case, I believe, one time. Yeah, it worked without the keg. That's it. Thank you. But we haven't tried it with someone outside of town, right? Yeah. So we've been trying, we've been kind of like, you know, testing a little bit when we're running around doing stuff and being like, okay, go grab the keg. See, okay, let me grab it too. You know, that kind of thing. And see what happens. Coolwitch says I always get the daily after accepting the first festival quest. And I've been leaving my characters in Winterhome, and they seem to get it when I log in, but not always. Oh, yay, I got another level. Woohoo! One fewer level to go.
Hello there.
This is one of the characters I'm trying to get to 130. She is currently at 112. All right. So we've turned those in. Now B4 says, feel free to ask me to walk through code I'm working on or explain with more or different words. Oh, I need to build a snowman. Let's go do that real quick. And then we'll have a couple things to turn in. I don't worry about turning in the snow beasts to Kember until the end because I need to talk to Mara Sandy Downs anyway, and he's right near her. So I don't feel a need to go and like talk to him, turn that in, and then go do other things. I might as well just wait until I'm like right there anyway. All right, but there's my little snowman.
Hello there.
Hello there. So I've turned that in. So now I need to go give the coins to Gareth Rust and tell Daily Utteridge that I shoot off some of the cold weather. Zoopity zoop. So that's done.
What can I do for you?
That's done.
What can I do for you?
So now I am at 8 out of 10. I have Guard Kember to talk to. And then I'm also gonna go do a horse race. Because she just drops me off right there at Bree, it works for me. Now, if you have long transition times, maybe this isn't like, you know, ideal for you as your 10th quest, but it's working for me. Another option you could do is if you have a house in the Shire, you know, you could pop over there, and then the horse race there isn't too far away, like, so that's another option. But I find this one's closer. Now one of them's easier than the other, although I've forgotten. This might be the easier one of the two. It might be that the Shire one is harder.
Would you do something for me?
Mm-hmm. How often should you talk to Mr. Utteridge? Daily, because that's his first name. That's awesome. So I just put myself on auto run here as a way to do this, and then I'm steering with the mouse, and then I'm ready to push jump with my other hand. So I'm steering with the right hand, and then I'm jumping with the left hand. Now, I'm not always perfect with jumping. That's just a normal thing for me. Sometimes I get the timing wrong or whatever. So having a whole hand dedicated to it helps me have more success. My successes are more frequent that way. All right, so turn that in.
How can I be of service?
Bam. And then I just go back the way I came. Maybe I should put her on a Yule horse. I'll think about that. I have a handful of characters that I'm dedicating to just running festivals, and she's not actually one of them. She's just doing festival, so that way I can hopefully level her up to 130. Now she's got a little ways to go, 112 to 130, so, you know, she may be doing the next festival too. We'll see. But I like the idea of having like a separate outfit for each of the festivals, and that includes their mount. So we're still working on that. Okay, so I'm at 9 out of 10. So turn in the quest to Kember.
What is this
Bam.
world coming to?
Pick up the daily that I finished from her, and turn in my Spirit of Yule. Kabam. And now this is the third day, so I've got another one of these to pick up. There we go. Oh, you know what? So here's something I learned in the last month or two. Titan Bar, which I've been using for quite a while, you can create a profile. So you can set it all up and then save it, and then you can load that profile on other characters. So for example, I'm looking at my Titan Bar and I'm like, whoa, this is not the way I like it set up. But what I did is under profile, so you right click on it, and then down here there's a thing called profile, and then you could create a profile and save it, and then it'll be listed here. So I just created one called Titan Bar because I wasn't feeling very creative that day. And so I click on that, and then I hit load. I could have called it anything I want. I could have called it like the bar that I like the best, use this. I don't know. You could call it anything you want. But anyway, so I'm going to hit load, and now it just loaded that look for for this character. I'm like, oh, that's so good. That makes me so much happier. And why was that important? Oh, because I was curious how many, because I had done the 3-3. I was curious how I'm doing on making sure I don't go over on any of those. Now, did we pick up the snowball thing? We did. Let's go get some snowballs. Let's just go ahead and deal with that. I'm not sure if that's useful, but why not? So again, we'll talk to the guy on the left.
Greetings,
It's right
friend.
here. So 1 and 2. And then we run back over here. And again, Season of Virtue. It just says, let us celebrate the merriest time of year. It doesn't say that I'm going to get anything. And it just says continue quest, but that actually completes that quest. So just FYI. Okay, so that's Sylphie done. And that's in like less than 15 minutes that we were able to get her done, I think. So that's really handy to be able to like just be able to run through with a character without having to think about it too much. So that's kind of how my festival's going. Hopefully you are enjoying Yule Festival. I know I'm kind of doing more with Yule Festival that's more like just focused on zipping through it and getting the experience and getting the legendary item experience and all of that. So that's kind of my main goal for festival right now. But, you know, sometimes it is fun to just engage with the role-playing aspect of it. Later on in the Yule time frame, we will be having Hobbit event out here where we're going to be, you know, they come out and they perform and people hang out and stuff and dance and whatnot. And that happens down in that workers alley. So that's a lot of fun. And then out in the snowball areas and stuff, there's some fun stuff there. So I do enjoy still coming out here and having, you know, a good time with all of the Yule Festival stuff that you can engage in. So I'm really glad for this space. I think it's fun. I am hoping that maybe next year we might get some new quests like we did with the, what was it, Midsummer? We got some new quests this year. And what was it Farmer's Fair? I know, right? I'm like, oh, that's so funny. I've forgotten already. But yeah, so given that they seem to be having, SSG has one of their employees, MVP, who's been doing a lot more with like festival stuff and creating those spaces and a lot of those quests and stuff. So I'm hoping that he'll continue to do that and keep adding some new things to all of the festivals. So that'll be fun. So as you're doing festival, remember that, yeah, you've got the horse races. Those are outside of this area, but they do count. You've also got, if you go into the instance finder, if you go to the, let me collapse, that's the easiest way for me to find it. If you go to seasonal, you'll see there Yule has 2 items as well. And those are both have daily quests that you can pick up that will also count towards your festival wrappers. So that's another cool way to do stuff. And that's also how you would acquire and build up on festivity tokens, which are what you need if you're going to talk to Verbena Greenhand and get any of those fun things like the Jingle Turtle and all the other good stuff. So, yeah, hopefully that covers a lot of fun stuff for you. Hopefully you got to see some stuff today that maybe was new to you. And, or it's just like, you know, having a nice cozy time with some very comfortable things as well. That's always nice and lovely. So Sneaky says, I've gotten all the stuff I want, but I'll still do it for the coins because you can always exchange them for other festival tokens. So true. Such a great point. Yeah, I struggle to get enough anniversary tokens for the things that I want to do. So building up on some of these other festivals that are easier for me, really makes something like an anniversary festival go so much easier for me for getting the stuff that I want. So yeah, it's a great point. Sneaky's a very good point. So, okay. Well, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with me on this snowy Yule Festival thing. I thought it might be fun to put the graphic up there, and then also during my intro, I had a little slideshow of some of the goodies this year. So hopefully you're enjoying that, and if that's something, then maybe I'll try to do that for every time we have a festival. Try to remember to put the little graphic up and put a little slideshow. Big thanks to B4 on making that happen. Not always in the right headspace for it, but he was very gracious in helping me. So, all right, have a fantastic rest of your day, and stick around for some more Festival with B4, and also some Festival Buddy 2 stuff happening with him as well. All right, have a great day, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.